Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 52 of Direwolf20's Let's Play of Minecraft 1.21. Today's plan, we're taking a look at the Paradox Machine from Just Dire Things. The Paradox Machine can be used to duplicate ores or mobs to your heart's content. Well, almost to your heart's content. There are downsides to playing with time in such a way, and the Paradox Machine will make them very apparent relatively quickly. So let's jump over to the end dimension, because we're going to want to do this far away from our base. You definitely don't want to mess with the Paradox Machine near any blocks you care about. Because the Paradox Machine, if you let it run unfiltered, will kind of make a little bit of a mess. So what I'm going to do here is find like a nice area, like pretty much a whole chunk, if you will, within which I can manage stuff. So let's actually do you to, let's say, like this corner of the chunk. Does that sound cool? And cut that all out. Nice. Cool. And then just to clear what's on there, cut and paste. Nice. Okay. So we're going to use the Paradox Machine. The reason I wanted this is Paradox Machines will make getting more ancient debris a lot easier. Because what the Paradox Machine does is it saves a copy of the world in its area of effect. The entities within, so like mobs or sheep or cows or whatever, and it also can do this with any ores. So any blocks tagged with forge ores, right? So that would be like any of these guys would work. Ancient debris works, anything along those lines. It will not work with anything else. So it has to be ore blocks. Now for you pack bakers and your other stuff, there is a tag that you can apply. Let's see, this guy might show me. Oh boy, it's a long list. Near the top, Just Dire Things, Paradox Allow. See it up there? It's like right about here-ish, right? There it is. It's in alphabetical order, so just look for the J. Anything that says Just Dire Things, Paradox Allow can be duplicated via the Paradox Machine. Cool? So right now, mostly just ores. So the plan is we're going to use this to duplicate a bunch of ancient debris, which will give us access to more Eclipse alloy. Because as we know, Eclipse alloy comes from netherite. Cool. So let's get this guy set up. So this has a pretty complex UI, but it's really not hard. In short, you need energy to power the Paradox. And you need a healthy amount. Like this thing has an internal buffer of about 10 million forge energy. So I'm going to go ahead and attach some power there, and that'll start filling up. In addition, you're going to need time fluid. So we're going to need to get ourselves like a nice fluid canister of time fluid. Now, I do have a healthy amount of time crystals here. We're going to go use our existing block, this dude, to make some time energy. So to get this going, I made sure to bring some extra polymorphic catalysts. I've got the time fluid here, ready to roll, and we're going to scoop this stuff up. Now, in fairness, I don't think I made you the time. Does the time fluid need? It doesn't actually, does it? I made it not require. Yeah, there's no stabilization requirements from the Shadow Pulse goo. So actually, yeah, we don't actually have to worry about. We can put this anywhere. We don't need goo for this, right? Now, scooping up in this fluid canister will fill my time wand, but like I'm okay with that for now. Cool. So the reality is I can do this kind of anywhere. It doesn't have to be around this goo, but I already started it this way, so whatever. There we go. Okay. That's fair. I think I wasted one, but oh well, what are you gonna do? We'll do two more. It might be enough for now. We'll see. We'll see. Might be enough for now. So your fluid canister can totally, you can click onto the machine and it should dump all the fluid in there. And then my time crystals, I'm going to make sure to save a couple. Always have a few time crystals on hand when playing with the Paradox Machine because you'll find out. So let's first off render an area here. So I'm going to extend this out from the Z, and I'm going to give you a couple here and a couple here. And what it's going to do is any block within the area of effect can be copied by simply placing blocks in the world. So what I'm going to do is fill that with some of the ancient debris that I've got handy, okay? That I can easily break with a nice pickaxe. Cool. Now, if we click on the snapshot area button, it will save in this block's data all the blocks and entities within the area of effect. So you can have a pretty decent size area of effect, right? I think, you know, up to like 9 by 9 or something, or 11 by 11, I forget. But the gist is you can store a large number of blocks. Now, for every block and for every entity saved, it's going to take a certain amount of energy and a certain amount of time fluid to duplicate those. You can also convert whether you're only restoring blocks, only restoring entities, or both. You don't have to do this for now, but it's all good, right? So let's go ahead, and it defaults to pulse mode, which means, you know, it won't automatically run, it'll just run on a pulse, right? So if we snapshot the area by clicking that button, you'll see that should be cool. Fluid cost, energy cost, that should be working. Why do I feel like it's not working? Snapshot area. Oh, because these blocks are already there. Yes. So it's snapshotted. We're good. Now we can remove these blocks, right? So you'll see if I remove one block, it'll say fluid cost 50 millibuckets. So it costs 50 millibuckets per block to restore. Energy cost is 250,000 forge energy per block to restore. Okay. So if we clear all of these, okay, we'll see that our total fluid cost is 1.3 thousand millibuckets, or, you know, 1,250 millibuckets. So it's, you know, basically a bucket and a quarter. And we're going to have a hefty cost of energy, 6.2 million. You can also render what the Paradox Restore will do, and that will just render in space what's going to get restored. Cool. So now it's a simple matter of pushing a button, which I may not have any buttons. Here? Do I have anything that I can convert into a button? Not really. I don't think there's endstone buttons. You know what I can do? No, actually I can't. Okay, so yeah, let's go home and get a button. I remembered almost everything except the button. Oh, I was so close. Okay, so I got a stack of buttons so that I don't make that mistake again. Cool. Now it's a simple matter of giving this thing a redstone signal because it's in pulse mode. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could put it in low or ignored mode or high, and then it would run every X number of ticks, right? Which would be, you know, kind of cool. So let's hit the button and see what happens. Time is rewinding, and we're going back to the point in time where this ancient debris lived here. Cool. And then we can mine that all. Neat. Now, I think my pickaxe does have the drops teleporter installed, so it's teleporting all that back to the A system, which is cool, right? Now, we've currently got 833 time fluid in here, so we don't have enough time fluid to do this again. Quick note, if you give it a redstone signal right now, it drains this time fluid a little bit per tick until it runs out. So important fact, and I'll show you this here. Okay. When I press it, see how it's draining time fluid? Very important, because if you don't have enough time fluid when you click the button, or when the machine starts, it will drain the time fluid, but it will not complete. What'll happen is it'll bomb out halfway through, and you'll waste whatever time fluid you had. So make sure there's enough fluid in there in order to complete the restore of the blocks. Okay. Now you'll also notice another meter coming up over here, and this is paradox energy. Paradox energy accumulates in the machine because you are rewinding time to a point where blocks that you already harvested existed, and then you're harvesting them again. So that paradox energy builds up over time. Something bad's going to happen when this paradox energy maxes out. We'll see what it is in a bit. Cool. So before we do much more with this, what I thought I would do is set up a system with which we can recharge all this stuff. And for that, we're going to need to head back home. So now, the good news is we have a bunch of ancient debris, right? And even better, we've gone ahead and stored in here the paradox. So we don't need any more ancient debris to like set up the paradox going forward. Cool. So let's go home and make the next block we're going to need. And that's going to be, so how much ancient debris we got? Oh, we got nice amount. I think we got like a little over a stack, right? We should have gotten 50. So I think I placed 25. Is that right? Yeah, so we got a healthy amount there. That's awesome, right? Yeah, we have 75 because I placed 25, I broke them, it sent them into the A system, and then I restored twice, so that's 25 more and 25 more on top, so it's 75 total, right? So now what I want to make are swappers. So swappers, there's two tiers, the simple and the advanced, and they require tier 2 and tier 4 items respectively. Swappers can teleport blocks from one location in the world to another. Any block of any kind, including tile entities, as long as the block isn't flagged as the no teleport, because there's a few blocks in the game that are. So things like bedrock and like other king, you can't teleport. But the simple swapper will, like most basic machines, only teleport the block it's facing. The advanced swapper can teleport blocks in a large area of effect. So what we're going to do is get a bunch of Eyes of Ender, a bunch of Blaze Gold, and a bunch of Eclipse Alloy. 16, I feel like 20 is probably about where I want to be. And luckily I have enough for that. Sweet. Cool. So how about I come back when all that crafting is done, and I'm going to make a good number of swappers. I think I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 probably. So I might even need more Eclipse Alloy than that, but we'll start with a couple and then we'll go from there. All right, so what I want to do is set up a couple of swappers. So let's get ready here. I'm going to need a couple observers. Might as well get a few extra. Let's get the first batch of these made. So I'm just going to get 2. Every swapper needs to be paired with another swapper. And the way it works is we're going to use the ferrocore wrench to bind 2 swappers to each other. Okay? So let's get ready to set this up. I'm going to place you probably about here-ish. Okay? And we're going to set... You guys need power, so that's going to be a thing. Oop. Advanced machines need power. That's generally the case. The basic ones don't, by the way, which is cool. You can also filter what blocks are allowed to move. So the basic ones are like most basic machines. Just teleports what's in front of it. Doesn't have any kind of filtering. Doesn't require power. Pretty simple. But the advanced ones are way cooler. We didn't really cover the simple ones in this series, but they definitely have their uses. So let's set an area here. You're going to have probably a pretty decent area. Does that look about right? Sure, that should be cool. Okay. What I'm probably going to do is use my basic portal gun real quick to set up a easy way to get back and forth. So let's go to the fluid area. Okay. And then I'm going to set up this so I can easily bounce back and forth here as needed, because we're going to be going back and forth a few times, right? So important. So on this side, we are going to set up an advanced swapper. And if we show the area of effect here, what we want to do is bind them. And I'm pretty sure I set it up so that if you bind, you shift click. Nope, it's regular click. And then you bind this one. It should be, it will adjust the area of effect. So these guys, they can have different offsets, right? So you can see like, when I link them together, it set their radiuses to the same, but they can still have different offsets, which is fine, right? Like, because what's going to happen is they're going to take all the blocks in the area of effect and swap them with each other. So any blocks that are currently here will go to the end, and any blocks in the end will come here. Okay, so I'm going to adjust this radius again. Okay, now that might need to be a little bit bigger. Let's make it a 3 and a 3. Now, if I go back here, we should see that this guy has adjusted the same. So see, he has the same radii, but his offset is different. So let's move that offset to where it needs to be. So this looks pretty good. I'm just going to bump it up one on the Y. And then we want to make sure it encompasses everything. So let's give it even bigger on the X and the Z so that we're like really well within the realm of what we want to move here, right? That looks good to me. So we've got everything within range of the swapper. Okay, so the other thing to note is that we are bound here. So that's an important thing too. This little green icon tells you where it's bound to. And both sides are going to need power. Well, more accurately, the sending side needs power, or the side that you activate the button with. The receiving side really doesn't, but it doesn't hurt to have both have power. So what should happen is when I click this button, it'll teleport everything. Now, there's two buttons in here, whether or not you're targeting blocks and whether or not you're targeting entities. For funsies, I'm going to include entities, which includes myself. So you can have hostiles only be teleported, passives, adults, children, players, and all living. So I'll just do players can come along for the ride. And blocks or no blocks, right? So you can set this up to swap mobs from one farm area to another. You know, if like you want to just like move children, baby animals from one pen to another, doable. If you want to just swap blocks in area, doable. And then with the advanced one, you can set up like an allow or deny list to filter what gets moved, right? But when I click this button, what should happen is all the blocks within this area of effect should be teleported to the overworld, and all the blocks that exist in the overworld in the same spot will, you know, which are none, by the way, it's all air, you know, will get swapped back. Cool? And you can click this button from either side, by the way. So let's hit it and see what happens. And I'm going to stand in the area of effect so that I get teleported too. Zoop! Hey, it worked! Woohoo! Sweet! Alright, cool. Cool, cool, cool. And now everybody's absorbing their overworld time energy, which is good, because that's what we want. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So now, what I wouldn't mind doing is, I don't know if I've ever tried copying these things, but it seems like a good plan. Because what we want to do now is be ready to teleport these guys to the Nether. That's right, because they need to go to the Nether next. So let's set up maybe on this side. That sounds like a plan. And I'm gonna just like have it be on the exact opposite end of this chunk, right? And you're going to, if I copy these settings, can I paste them into here, right? Awesome. And now all I need to do is just change the offset, right? So let's make sure that it aligns with the same here. So that'll be 1, 2, 3 more. Okay, so I'm gonna what I'm gonna wind up doing is moving you back one. So that you're more, so now they're overlapping, and that'll be cool. Is that cool? I think that's cool. So I kind of want to make sure that they overlap exactly, right? So now you are going to, you're not bound to anything yet, but you're going to need power. And we're going to need a few more of these blazing dudes, so let's get a few. But you're going to be ready to send all these blocks to the Nether, okay? And your same deal, I'm going to have you teleport blocks and players, right? Inside the area of effect. And hopefully I can reach that button from over here, but we'll find out. It feels like I can't, but we'll figure. Whatever. Cool. So for you, let's be ready. Oh, I probably don't have to change that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the Nether, and we're going to put up a blue portal there, okay? Now, I did make it so that this area is chunk loaded, so these things will continue to grow. We're going to put the blue portal, just left click, I think. Wait, I hope I do this right. Where should I do this? Somewhere with like a nice bit of flat terrain, and I can always flatten out some terrain. Just want to find like a nice locale. This feels... Maybe I shouldn't be. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Yeah, I like this. Okay. And your job then will be, you'll have a dude here, and we will link him. Oops, I opened the wrong portal. Didn't I? Yes. Okay. To home. And we'll do that. And you'll be linked to here. Cool. So now if we see you are good, you are good. We come over to this guy, his radius settings should be copied. We just need to now bump him out. And that'll be the area of effect within which things arrive. Cool. And then you can both get power and energy. Cool. Might bump him out a little bit more. That should be fine. Yeah, 7 seems like a good number to me. Okay, so that's where everything will come from the overworld when you get a redstone signal. Deal? Think so. And you're bound to the nether. Perfect. Okay. All I need to do is wait for you to absorb your energy. Again, it's very random ticks, so doesn't hurt to like tick accelerate a little bit, right? Nice. Okay, so let's hit the button and see what happens. I'll actually hit it without being in the area of effect this time. Cool. That's right. I have to fix that. Not a big deal. It just looks funny. And hey, look who's all here. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the party. So now you guys are all chilling. So while we're waiting for these guys to charge, let's make sure that this chunk is claimed. And let's also set up another swapper. Okay, so I'm going to need 2 more swappers. Give me like 10 more of these dudes. 1. 2. Think Eclipse Owl is still running? It should be. Thought I had enough here. You know what? I'm just going to do that, and then actually need 2 of you. By the way, you can totally tick accelerate goo as an FYI. Okay, now you're ready to go. Oh, there we go. Somehow Eclipse Ember showed up in my inventory. No, that's fuel. I got a little too close to things, I suspect. Okay, so now back to the nether, right? We're going to match this dude's area of effect, right? So right off of this line to here, we're going to have this thing. We're going to paste it. Okay. And then we're just going to change the offset. 1, 2, 3 more. So that they overlap. Okay. Stop rendering. Stop rendering. Get power. Get a redstone pulse. Okay, and now we need to go to the end, right? So we're going to open the purple or the orange portal in the end, right? So you to portal fluid area, open the orange portal with a right click. Cool. Everybody's ready to go, by the way, which is good. So we're going to copy. Let's have what I'd really like. Well, yeah, I think we can pull this off real quick. Hang on. No drops teleporter, please. Let's get you. Cool. Okay. So in line from this one, right over to here, we will have our last swapper, which will get power and a pulse. Now you'll notice we don't actually need a redstone pulse on both sides. We're really only sending one way. But remember, these are swappers. So if there was anything in this area of effect, it would, swap and go to the nether when we click the button on the other side. So you can be copied or you're linked, right, to this dude. Okay. Now if we check this dude's area of effect, we just need to bump it up. 9 is the most, huh? I should probably let you go higher than that. So what I'm going to do is just move you one more so that you guys overlap, and that'll be cool, right? I'm cool with that. Probably even do. I think everybody else has been doing like 7 and 8. Is that what I've been doing? I feel like that's what I've been doing. So that's cool. Okay. So render off, and then when we go through here, we can click this button to teleport everything in the area of effect to the end. Ta-da! And now you guys will absorb end energy. Okay. And the end energy will complete the cycle. So now if we pay really close attention here, you'll note that we have some really cool stuff, right? We've got press button, send to overworld, press button, send to nether, press button, send to end. That's half of this build. Cool. So let's get some more time-wandy stuff happening here. Okay. Awesome. So now what I want to do is probably set up a breaker. Yeah, let's set up a breaker. So we're going to set up a breaker. And that shouldn't be too bad. And we're probably going to want a Celestigem pick, right? So I might as well request 3 more of these Celestigems. And we're probably going to want a drops teleporter, which at this point, I've made so many of these, I might as well just teach you how to make the stupid thing. So that, and you should probably know how to make upgrades. One, 2, 3. Drops teleporter, please. That would be you, and that would be you. Zoinks. And drops teleporter, I assume, is working on the awesome. Okay. So you're going to get that installed, and you're going to be a functional storage drawer. Well, actually, I think I put orange over there, so I want to do this, and that gets me back. Nice. Save me a little teleporty fluids. All right, so you are going to sit probably here. Okay. Now let's set your area of effect. So you're just 7 and 1, but then we want to do 1, 2 to get you there, right? Aligning the same with that radius thing, right? And then your area of effect will be as large as possible on the X, but just one direction on that, okay? So that'll be this big area as well. And then what I'd like you to do is allow list and only be allowed to break these blocks. You ready? Time crystal. Is something hiding time crystal clusters? Because they should be shown in here, I thought. That's okay. We will set you to filter on items time crystals. So this will only break blocks who would drop time crystals as an item. Boy, do I hope this works. So you need some power. Zoinks. And then you need your Celestigem pick, who is not bound at the moment, but we're going to bind him to this. And please work. I think that worked. See how it's not breaking anything? It broke one. It broke the one and only time crystal dude. Nice. Okay. And then we should be able to do that. See? And as soon as they get big enough to be broken, it breaks them. But it waits. It doesn't break them before then, which is cool. Right? And then this guy collapsed. And we're going to have to do the cycle for him again. But that... And I'm still not done, by the way. But that's pretty cool. This is only part one. This is only part one of the design for automating this fully. Cool? Because I really want, like, full-blown time crystal automation. And we're going to do it all. Like, all. Like, all. Cool? Sweet. Looking pretty good to me. Okay. And because these are all within this loaded chunk, right? And the chunk is loaded. Flame chunks. It's now loaded. It was claimed at least, but now it's loaded. Because this is loaded now, this will run even when I'm not here. And that's the real key. Cool? Nice. How good is that? How good is that, huh? Now, we'll definitely have to get my time protection stuff going on, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. This part I want to automate as well. I want to automate, like, all of time crystals. I purposely made time crystals like a complex automation. And I plan to, you know, do it. Actually, no, I want to fill you up. Cool. And then over here, we should be good to fill you up with, there we go. Nice. And then you're ready to... By the way, the more blocks and entities you're restoring, the longer it takes too. every block and entity it restores adds to the energy cost, the fluid cost, and the duration. Keep an eye on that paradox energy. Like I said, you're going to want a time crystal handy. So what happens with the paradox is once this builds up to a full amount, and by the way, breaking this block will not clear paradox energy. There's no way to wipe paradox energy out of there. You know, long story short, what's going to happen is the paradox machine will spawn a paradox entity, which is kind of like a black hole, and it'll absorb and destroy any blocks or entities in the area. And the only way to close it is by throwing a complex space-time object, I don't know, kind of like a time crystal, into the paradox. So you'll see it when we get that thing done. And by the way, I'm out of food, so I'm going to need some food soon. Cool. So now we've got a lot of ancient debris coming in. So again, you can dupe diamond ores as long as you have the ore version of it. No duping of diamond blocks. You know, iron ore, no duping of iron blocks. So we can use paradox machines to make lots of things. But again, just raw materials, right? Ores and mobs. You can dupe wither skeletons if you want. You can dupe cows. Like, a lot of things you can do with it. Up to you to have some fun. And like I said, pack makers, there's a special tag to use. It's all good. Now, as a quick note, there's nothing that says these time crystals have to be in the end to grow. So we've got 2 that are dead right now. We could easily just teleport them to the overworld and let them charge up. Cool. And just for the sake of... we'll just give it a little bit of a speed up there. Hopefully that's enough. There we go. 1, 2. Cool. And then we can jump through here. Alright, so now these guys are down here. Cool. Area of effect. I guess if I want it... Well, no, I don't need to. I can fit in there. Make sure target players is on. Get these guys flipped over to orange. 1. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Hooray! And now we're back, right? So these guys were able to continue growing while they were in those other dimensions because they're already maxed out at the green level. And now we're back. So what I want to do next episode is fully automate this by detecting if there's anything that needs to be teleported and teleporting in that situation. And we can do that with the advanced sensors. So for now, it's wrapping up point. Double20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time and fully automate time crystals, because that's going to be fun. Super fun. All right, but like I said, wrapping up point. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. For now, take it easy.